We're here. It's time.
It's time?
Yay! Yes. Thank you for the applause, Neko. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It is time. Hi, Love Turtle. Hello, hello. No, I will not. You cannot make me.
You think they'd learn by now?
No, yeah. All right. So you're wondering why I'm probably already in the menu setting. Well, the thing is when I open, this is the first fate, right? Yes. Technically. On a technicality, yes, this is the first fate game.
Technically, the first fate game is Tsukihime.
Mm-hmm. All right. So the game just starts when you type it open, so it's Type Moon Presents, and then this happens.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. This is how my game opened. Several years ago.
And you're probably wondering, why is my text a slightly weird color? Well, it's because I didn't know that when I was opening up to set things up yesterday. And I think this is the color it turns into if you've read something.
Huh.
Yeah, because it has a red text option now in this version. You can skip your red text. Not the red, not like it's physically red, but you read it.
So, am I reading Shiro's inner monologues?
Yeah, you're responsible for Shiro. Good luck, Azure.
So this is probably Shiro then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Skip the whole game and go straight to the H scenes. Oh, I got bad news for you, Coda. This is the remaster. They've removed all the H parts forever ago.
Just Google Fate Hentai, you'll find it.
Yeah.
Heck, you'll probably find something better that was fan-made.
Yeah.
The tip of the sword was like a flash of lightning. A spearhead thrust to skewer the heart. Even attempting to evade it was pointless. It was but a flash, too swift for the human eye to follow. And yet, moonlight swept in to save me. You know, like Type Moon? From the strike that threatened to end me. The sound was beautiful, like the tolling of a bell.
Guys, that was the summoning sound.
No, truth be told, the sound hung over me, heavier than an iron weight. This beauty had little to do with aesthetics. The stark armor wrapped around her was like the frozen night itself. The ringing was not in itself pleasant. It was the sound of steel. The sound of swords! That's what he's attracted to.
Yeah.
But the night herself was beautiful enough to make it into the chiming of a bell.
Oh, I muted the voices, guys, so now you have to deal with us doing the mute voices. How do I sound British? Does anybody know?
Just think Harry Potter.
I ask of you, are you my master?
Her voice resonated in the darkness.
I have come in response to your summons. Henceforth, my blade is with you, and our fate, and your fate with me. Our pact is now sealed.
Indeed, the pact was sealed. Just as she chose to serve me. I'm sure in that moment that I swore to save her. That's kind of my thing. The moonlight cut through the darkness. As if, in imitation of the night, the storehouse regained its former calm. Is that supposed to be intimidation?
I don't know.
I don't know. Time had stopped. The vision before me had lasted less than a second. Be that as it may, I will always remember the sight of her, as clearly as it were still happening now, even if I fall into the depths of hell.
This is true. This is the one canonical thing that remains throughout all of Shiro's and all.
I'm gonna say it's a spoiler to say foreshadowing.
Oh, good. Nero is back. Oh. Yes! This is narrow in her blue outfit.
Artoria's like, you what, mate? The faint slant of her profile. Her serene, divinely green eyes. For a moment, time stopped. And her silhouette, draped in blue, swayed in the wind.
And Shira was thinking, damn, if only she was holding a sword, I would just pop a boner right now. But she is not, clearly. There is no sword.
I was struck by the pale blue glow. I thought like she struck him with her sword or something. With invisible air. Her hair, as fine as golden thread, was bathed in moonlight. Okay, we get the picture. Nasu. I hope you guys are looking forward to seeing things very overly, like, explained, because that is how Nasu writes.
I hope you're ready for this, because there was a reviewer who was all like, oh god, the first 12 hours of this game was such a slog, but I powered through it to write this review. And I'm like, well, clearly you're not a Fate fan, so get the hell out of here. Why are you writing a review for a visual novel if you haven't read the whole goddamn novel yet?
This happened 10 years ago. I'm now 28. I see someone who takes me back. He's tall, with chiseled features. I've never known him to crack a joke. He ruffles my hair affectionately. No, that's not what this is. It's more like he's grasping my head and working it like a stubborn jar lid. Maybe he doesn't know how to control his strength. I think you're being killed, Shiro. That's only to be expected.
How are you not a Fate fan if you have a job?
It's the first time he's ever done something like this.
How are you? I don't know. Oh, this is a written thing. Apparently they must be summarizing all of the things in the opening.
That was probably Ren talking then.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we
don't know who's talking, so.
We know who's talking. It's time for me to leave. You know what to do next.
I answered yes in a somber voice. He nodded
And much more
once.
effeminate.
He nodded once, withdrew his hand, and stood up. That's all. Had I known this would be the last time we would ever see each other, I would have done my best to make him laugh with the perfect joke. I've been practicing punchlines in private in hopes of finally seeing him crack a smile on that stony face. If I have one regret, it's that I never got to tell him any of my jokes.
If I have two regrets, it's meeting that child serial killer. With the association, you're dead before you become an adult. Any decisions after that, I leave up to you. I'm sure you'll manage on your own.
This is why mage people are so fucking weird in this universe. You're like 8, right? You'll be fine.
Just eat your magic.
Yeah.
So he said, but I bet he was worried about me. He told me about our
No.
He told me about our family heirloom jewels, the gems passed down to us from our grandmaster, and how we managed the underground workshop. It was a rapid-fire course of subjects he'd never taught me before. Even as a child, I realized that he would probably never come home again. There was a war. Not a war between countries, but between people. But in this war, there was only 7 combatants.
It was a really intense Twitter war.
It might not have seemed fitting to call it a war, but having mages involved changes things. 7 mages from different factions competed, but I wasn't sure why. They were killed.
That's wrong, right?
They killed each other using
Okay.
methods I didn't really understand. It caught me for a second too. I think we were both being dyslexic for a second.
Dyslexia, let's go!
One of them.
It was the 7 above the next line because it looked like were. It had the 2 E's in it.
Yeah. One of them was the man in front of me. It was meant that he would kill and eventually be killed.
I'm sure he felt the ticking of the life's clock even more keenly than I did.
and I had already tried to be killed once. Rin, before long, the Holy Grail will appear. It is the duty of the Tosakas to obtain it, but above all, it is a path we are destined to walk as mages.
And with that, he ruffled my hair one last time and left. I never saw him again. My father/teacher was one of the masters who participated in the Holy Grail War. He never came home.
And a couple of days later, my mom also went crazy. Well,
Ew, voice acting.
this is America.
We don't speak Japanese here.
Oh
Mute.
yeah, I love how it just go ahead and spoil who it is.
Yeah.
Although I guess normally you wouldn't be going in here.
Mm-hmm.
I bid him farewell, as a well-behaved daughter should. I knew I was on the verge of tears, but I didn't let them show. I loved him. He was a great father, an even greater mage.
This is a lie. Just so you all know, I'm spoiling this right now. This is the biggest fucking lie you will ever see in Fate.
Somewhere in another house on the other side of town, Sakura punches a wall and she doesn't know why.
Yeah.
Mages are stubborn people. As far as I knew, there wasn't a more upstanding man in the whole wide world.
Sorry.
As my instructor, he trained me. As my father, he loved me.
No.
So I decided...
She didn't love him or he wasn't a great mage.
He was a good mage.
He was a good mage.
That's the distinction.
Yeah.
It's like you can have one of the two. He was a great father or a great mage. He was a great mage.
I'd accepted the things he left for me and chose my own path. Friend, before long, the Holy Grail War will appear. It is the duty of the Tosakas to obtain it, but above all, it is the path we are destined to walk as mages. In the end, his final words were given as a mage, not a father. In that moment, I made up my mind. Alright, I guess I better do everything I can to become a worthy mage.
And this is totally not fucked up his children for the rest of their lives.
It's only natural for an apprentice to live up to our master's hopes. That's how I, Rin Tosaka, grew up after experiencing life's twists and turns. It's been about 10 years since my father went off to war. I wouldn't say I've been looking forward to this day, but I'm a bit on edge. That goes without saying, after all. That moment which was burned into my memory 10 years ago will soon be upon me again.
So this is basically the opening to Unlimited Blade Works, the anime.
Oh look, it's January 31st.
Huh? I hear something. Ring, ring. Shut up, stop!
The noise doesn't stop.
Such an infernal racket, it's almost as if it's here to avenge my father. What now? I was just up late, just a little longer. I wish it just let me sleep a bit more. In fact, it should. I stayed up in the early hours deciphering my father's will, and I used a hell of a lot of magical energy to do it. I'm totally exhausted, body and mind. Good grief, cut me some slack, would ya? Hi, Red. Ring, 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 ring. The alarm clock is deaf to my complaints. What kind of machine makes this a noise that seems like its sole purpose is to remind you that you're late? Late. I can't be late. True, but there's a time and place for everything. No matter how much of an overachiever I am, I should try to make it to school on time for at least today, if only slightly. Is she getting Sundari at an alarm clock? Yes. Alright,
I have a similar reaction to my alarm clock.
Alright, I set my alarm 30 minutes early, which means I should still be able to sleep another 30. Doesn't that sound off? 30 minutes early. I peer at the alarm clock through sleep-heavy eyelids. The hands point to 7 o'clock on the dot. I usually get up at 6:30, which means I've completely used up my safety margin. Speaking of which, why is my brain so slow in the morning? I glare at the alarm clock for several seconds. I shut off the alarm and climb sluggishly out of bed.
So
Smash the alarm clock.
We're doing the... She does that in the anime. Or she chucks it.
Yeah.
The morning chill bites at me as I cross the hallway at this end and enter the parlor. This is the final 7 a.m. in January. Winters at Fuyuki are relatively warm, but the mornings here are cold as anywhere. Even at home, my breath mists white. It's that much colder without anyone else living here. Heater. I turn on the heater and go washed up. Ah! Single living is so inconvenient at times like these. If there was someone else to wake me, if there was someone else here to wake me up before me, the parlor would have already been heated.
Dang, it's almost like if your father didn't give away your sibling, you wouldn't be living alone. Anyway.
What?
I wash my face at the sink. I run a brush through my long hair and get dressed. A chilly morning in a frigid bathroom. The only thing to be said for this is that the cold water mercifully beats the sleepiness from me. With a final tug of the ribbon on my collar, I finish getting dressed. All that's left is to have a breakfast and go to school. The clock reads just past 7, so my morning rush feels a little anticlimactic. Oh, I don't even need to run then. Of course, I'd never do anything so uncouth as sprinting to school. The Tosaka family motto dictates that we must conduct ourselves with confidence and elegance at all times.
Rin struggles with both of those at times.
My ancestors must have been some high and mighty aristocrats if that's what they would have taught through the generations. The anachronistic mansion I live in is proof enough of that. Plus the Tosakas are a line of spellweavers who practice what is known as magecraft. All right, let's break it down.
Are we really going to overload the audience with information right off the bat?
Their ancestors are from Europe. There you go. According to Type Moon information we have, their ancestors may be from Europe going back from the previous Holy Grail War. Like, not the one that we're talking about from this one, the one before Fate Zero. The third one. 3. Yeah, the third Holy Grail War. Witchcraft, burn the witch. Shh.
No, magecraft, burn the mage.
Yeah. Like Cherry's ancestors? Right. Yes, my ancestors are indeed from Europe.
We're not just an old family, we have an admirable storied history.
I don't have ancestors, I got rid of them.
Not that it's anything to brag about. In fact, I literally can't talk about it. The truth is, I'm a mage. Who could even I brag that about to? As the name suggests, magecraft is what most normal people would see as magic. It sounds like some supernatural woo-woo, and if you think that as just wiggling your fingers and saying abracadabra, that's fine too. Just think of us as people who chant weird words and make equally weird stuff happen. That said, we don't fly around on broomsticks. We don't shoot stars out of our wands either.
In some cases, in the Type Moon.
I'm pretty sure that there's probably like one joke servant in Fate Grand Order who does that.
Yeah.
We can't do things kind of like that, but there's no point, so we don't. We're pretty much heretics who lurk in the shadows of society. We're not allowed to draw attention to ourselves, and anyone who has that time for that kind of thing would rather spend it on their research. They're nerds! Ordinarily, humans might call us magicians, but that would be wrong. In fact, there are only 5 magicians in the whole world. Magicians are what we call people who can do something no one else can. They can accomplish feats beyond the means of modern science and perform genuine miracles.
I almost read that as genius, sorry.
I mean, they would have to be geniuses.
Yeah.
Similarly, magic is the label that we use for mystics. Magical mysteries that can't be realized without any amount of time or skill. While magecraft, though it looks mysterious, is something anyone can do with enough time and resources.
Do you now understand what the difference between magic and magecraft is? Because we've been trying to explain this to people forever, that there's a difference in this series. But people keep not understanding it. Do you understand now? It's here. There's a difference. I understand. Good. And the kind of mystics that I use are merely magecraft, not true magic. Magicians are born. Got it. Pretty much, yeah. You do pretty much just have to have it just bred into you, basically.
I assume that one of them is Silverwretch.
Mm-hmm.
Confusing, I know, but that's how it works. Also, modern civilization doesn't accept the existence of mages. We believe in, manipulate, and study the things that can't be measured, which puts us at odds with modern society. That's why she can't use a DVR. But then again, who can use a DVR? Above all, there's no point to any of what we do.
Who the fuck uses cable TV anymore?
Yeah.
Who doesn't just stream everything?
Yeah.
You'd be so much happier just going off to a normal school and becoming a normal adult than you would studying magecraft.
Burn them at the stake. No, Red, we can't do that. That's not how we solve our problems anymore.
Human technology has accomplished great things. For the last few centuries, magecraft has been playing catch-up to the progress of civilization. Nothing is impossible for humanity anymore. Miracles that could only be realized with magecraft in a distant past have been reduced to common tools and appliances. Even so, magecraft does have its benefits. Just as there are some things only science can accomplish, there remain heights only mystics can reach. If science is racing into the future, then mages are racing into the past. I think the Tosaka's Grandmaster said that. Whether you're heading into the past or the future, your destination is the same. 0, or something like that.
It all comes back to Fate Zero.
Yep.
We can shelve the difficult topics for now. Philosophy is for the elderly. Then why did we talk about the
Shut up, Boomer!
Rin's older than us. We can all agree to this, right?
It's 2004, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she would be.
Mm-hmm.
2 years, maybe? Maybe 3? For me, at least.
Yeah.
I finish my breakfast and pick up my bag. Oh, right, gotta bring my pendant. I'm reluctant to take something so valuable to school, but it would be a waste to leave it behind. I mean, this thing's 100 years old. It's by far the most powerful jewel we have. One could even say that it's on an entirely different level. I obtained the gem after decoding my father's will last night. It's imbued with 10 years worth of my own magical energy. I've been told that the Tosaka family has an heirloom jewels passed down since the olden days, and this might be one of them. Tosaka mages specialize at the conversation and flow of power. Conversion. Conversion and flow of power. We channel our magical energy into precious gems whenever we have a spare moment. Simply put, I'm the gun and the jewel are bullets.
Yes.
The other main thing I've inherited from my father is the magic crest engraved into my left arm. A magic crest is proof that I'm the heir to our lineage. It's like all techniques of Tosaka condensed into a tattoo.
Oh my god, Rin. I can't believe that you're in the Yakuza.
I can't believe she has a tattoo at her age.
Mm-hmm.
What is this new generation coming to?
Yeah.
Can't let my
Or
guard
the
down.
generation before us?
Yeah.
Can't let my guard down, even if it hasn't started yet. For now, I still my pendant, blah, 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 blah.
I'm gonna be tongue-tied all night. Sorry.
My father's keepsake in a pocket. It's my trump card. There's nothing I can't do without the power. There's something I can't do with the power stored in there. It's 7:30. I better leave soon if I don't want to be late for school.
Imagine starting school at 7:30. Oh god, no.
I'm done!
I love German. Let's pretend I read that. I mean, I
Der
can't.
Hafen fahren drei. Or something like that. Code 3.
I need to find my German friends and tell them I need you to read lines that are spoken in German. I weave energy into a brief foreign phrase. As a mage, I can't neglect the security of my home base. That still applies even if I've never had so much as a single burglar, lost child, or stray cat wander into my home. I'd like to pretend you read things. Yeah.
Actually, I don't think the neighbors have even come over to say hello. That's fine with me, but why don't I ever get any stray cats around here? I look up the mansion that's been my home for over a decade. Ryuki is a strange city. One side of the intersection dividing the residential areas is filled with old samurai estates, while the side I'm on has an abundance of mansions built in European style. It's called Natsu Has Weird Fetishes. Apparently, a whole bunch of foreign families immigrated here long ago, but I've never seen a single foreigner around. There's even a cemetery for foreigners in Shinto. The new part of the
come
city.
in fake grand order.
Yeah. Across the city, but it was built for a generation that immigrated here. Maybe Japan just didn't suit them. I make a mental note to ask the priest about it next time I visited the church. He's nothing if not full of boring trivia, for sure. Yes, he's also full of other things.
He's also full of a lot of black stuff.
Yeah. Oh, something feels off as I step outside. That's weird. It's quieter than I thought. There's no trace of the typical morning bustle. At 7:30 in the morning, there would normally be students and workers on the daily commute.
Oh god, we're back in rewrite!
I guess it's just one of those days. Maybe everyone slept in. It's unusually cold today, so everyone must be snuggled up in bed. Still though. Even if that were true, it's strange that there isn't a single student on the street. Guys, the joke we did for when we were going to do Unlimited Blade Works Abridged series, we pretended that Rin forgot daylight savings. Even though daylight savings doesn't exist in Japan, but it's okay. She's European, so it's fine.
I like the idea that she changed her clocks when no one else in the nation did.
Yeah.
It's like, no, she didn't forget daylight savings. It's that she enacted it when she shouldn't have.
Yeah. At this time of day, you'd expect to see at least a school uniform or two. And yeah, from where I'm standing at the school gate, it looks like morning club activities are just starting up. Which can only mean...
あれ遠坂今朝は一段と早いのね
There's your only thing of this person voice acting. As I turn off this person's voice acting too.
What the? I'm sorry. What did you just say, Ayako? I don't speak that language.
Yeah. Yeah. What does that mean, Ayako? Oh. Hang on. Let me see if I can call Tomboy. Oh, Tosaka, you're early today. Knew it. What a light sigh. I turned to face the student who called out to me. Morning, sure is cold today. The girl who addressed me so casually is Ayako Mitsuzuri. She's my classmate in 2A. She has quite a history.
We won't elaborate on it, though.
Yeah. Morning, Mitsuzuri. And sorry for the weird question, but do you know what time it is?
Seriously, just call me Ayako.
Huh? Not even 7 yet. Are you still asleep or something? She waves her hand in front of my face as to ask if anybody's home. I'm with one of my few friends, and she knows I'm not a morning person. She's probably figured out by now that I'm still not completely with it. The clocks at home are an hour ahead. All of them, apparently. Thought it was just my alarm clock, but the grandfather clock was off, too. What's going on here? Father must have set the clocks to go haywire once I took the pendant out of the underground cellar. Tosaka. Don't worry about it, it's no big deal. Are you on your way to morning practice, Mitsuzuri? Yeah, there's a lot of troublemakers in the Kyudo club. We're down our best shooters, and we need to get on a good show if we're going to attract first years in April. Why do you choose some things not to translate? Just say the archery club! Why are you like... What? Ah, yes, 2A, traditional protagonist class, yes. Sorry, I'm sorry, I don't mean to get worked up, but just annoys me when they choose to randomly not translate things which can be translated. I see, sounds rough. Way to show you care. Oh, wanna come and see? I'm sure the boys would love to know you're watching. The The Kyudo Club, huh? I'm acquainted with 3 of its members. One is Ayako, the girl I'm talking to now. I barely ever speak to the other 2. Of the latter 2, there's one that I actually can't explain anyway as simply an acquaintance. I became friends with Ayako, the club captain, because I was watching the club from afar. As long as it's just watching, I'll come. It's not like I have anything else to do this early in the morning.
Yeah, yes, Cherry casually peeking her mic to the point we can't hear nothing. The noise grate is doing good work. I don't know how to balance my mic. I'm sorry, God. Okay.
There it happened again.
Nice, then let's get going.
Wow, I guess the Kyudo Club really is full of Kyudos.
Mm-hmm.
One of our school's trademark is its well-equipped archery range. The chair of the school board has a passion for Kyudo, traditional Japanese archery. Just say traditional archery, Column. Why? So they built a magnificent range on campus. It's kind of a waste for a high school club, to be honest. Come on, let's go. There's still time before practice starts, so I'll get you some tea. Loud Oshi. Ayako tugs my arm without I'm looking somewhat pleased. If I'm being honest, her brisk way of speaking is a bad habit.
Look at all of these backgrounds. This is totally just not Tight Moon showing off. Look how well thought out we made our school grounds. As Ayako said, there's no one else on the range. We sip Japanese tea that's so hot it numbs my tongue as we prepare ahead for today's classes. The hot drink is delicious in the quiet, wintry archery range. Okay, I'll get right down to it. What's up with you today, Tosaka? Did you finally reel in someone good?
And she uses the occasional to ask me something completely ridiculous.
Why not just call it a shooting range? It is on school grounds. I don't know. I wish I was as passionate about anything as Cherry is about fate. You don't even know the half of it. This is how me and Azure met.
You're just getting straight into it today, huh?
Should I take that tone to mean you beat me to the punch? No comment. If you're good not sharing your cards, then neither am I. So how about it? If you're being so tired as anything to go by, I bet I'm right on the mark.
No comment either, but I guess even if I tried to hide it, you'd see right through me, so not yet.
What about you? Can you really afford to take time on the romantic front? You're not wrong. Things aren't looking too good. Sure, I can grab someone just for appearances, but quality matters, you know. I shouldn't compromise when my future's on the line.
You're in high school.
Uh-huh. Are you that worried you'll make the wrong choice and lose to me?
Obviously, the most important thing here is that you lose to me. Well, what I actually gain is the process is secondary, really.
Oh god, just fuck already.
She chuckles confidently. We're 2 peas in a pod. Yeah, I told you when we met. This is how it would be like between us. Azure was just trying to get home from work and Cherry was ranting on the street corner about the differences between Saber and Saber. No, that's not how it went down, but you can imagine it as how it went down.
She did, didn't she? Kill or be curled, I'm sure that's how it'll be between the 2 of us. I was genuinely surprised to have someone say that right off the bat. Translation. Our friendship won't bloom unless we constantly trading blows. This is what Ayako was getting at. I agree with her. In the 2 years since then, I still haven't figured it out whether she's my friend or my nemesis. So, I'm beginning to wonder the fact that there's, like, translations for, like, simple phrases. Do you think it's because in Japanese, Natsu is using a phrase that isn't common for them?
And that's why he has to explain it.
Maybe.
Because for us, this is like, that makes total sense. I don't know why you needed to explain that.
Maybe there's a difference between archery and traditional Japanese archery.
I guess so. But the traditional archery one that they showed Shiro and Sakura doing is the only one I've ever seen in Japanese anime, though.
That's because it's traditional.
How did we get on this again? What? You started it, Tosaka. You complained that you'd never have a boyfriend, so we decided to make it a contest to see who catches one first, remember?
Huh, right, that was the deal. We said whoever loses has to do whatever the winner says for a day, right?
Yep, and I don't think even kids make deals like this anymore, but we're both sore losers.
We made this deal 10 years ago.
Yeah. No matter what happens, the loser has to honor the deal. Gotta say, I'm looking forward to winning. Ayako snickers in delight. My goodness. Ayako Mizuzuri is, to put it mildly, a handful.
I'll admit, I'm looking forward to winning myself, so that goes for both of us. I see, but Mrs. Dirty, you can look forward to the future. Don't lose sight of the goal. There's more to our contest than being first to the finish.
I know, it's not a real victory unless there's a relationship that makes you green with envy.
That's the biggest challenge for both of us, though.
It doesn't matter how great of a guy he is if we can't bring ourselves to love him. Ayako's size is heavy.
From what I've heard, she's known as a bit of a misandrist. Can't put it too much stock in the gossip, though. That she made this bet at all means that she probably doesn't like boys, and more like she hasn't found the right person. I don't know if I read that right. That she made this bet all means less that she just doesn't like boys, and more that she hasn't found the right person. Is this written correctly?
It is. Hang on, I'll say it.
Yeah.
That she made this bet at all means less that she doesn't like boys and more that she hasn't found the right person.
Okay. I'm sorry, no matter how much I read it, I couldn't comprehend misandrist equals doesn't like the... No, misandrist means much worse than doesn't like boys.
I'm actually not sure what the definition of misandrist is.
So a misandrist...
A person who dislikes, despises, or is strongly prejudiced against men.
Yes, it's the difference for a misogynist. So a misogynist is a guy who doesn't like women, and a misandrist is a woman who doesn't like guys. And so it's equally as bad as a misandrist.
So basically, because it sounds like she rejected people, and now they're spreading rumors about her, basically.
Yeah.
Well, she didn't go out with me, so obviously she just hates men.
Yeah. I still feel right. That's okay.
That aside, wait, when did this become we? I'll have you know that I'm not an ice queen like you. I have no problem liking a boy.
Yeah, I'm not buying it. Maybe you just haven't realized it, but I can't imagine you getting soft on a boy. You're always getting asked out, yet you never once said yes. You'd think that if you were actually interested, you'd at least date a few. I'd say your record speaks for itself. You don't care about boys.
You have no imagination at all, do you? What if I already have feelings for someone?
A woman?
Wow, talk about tall tales. But sure, I can appreciate a good romance. This tone isn't not mocking, she nods solemnly. Her sigh tells me that it would be nice if it were true. I don't believe it myself. I really can't hide anything from her.
So can I.
She's right. I know very well how cold I am.
I'll concede the fact that I'm a novice when it comes to romance.
That you are, two peas in a pod, right? Magecraft is my boyfriend.
I mean, that's a little weird since she inherited it from her dad.
Damn, it's already 7. You better cut this street meeting short. Who knows when someone might walk in on us. Time to start acting like students. Oh, look at you. What a social butterfly. It was worth waking up for...
Oh, look at you. What a social butterfly. It was worth waking up this early just to see it.
not as much as the grave-ridden Tosaka. I'm David to your Goliath. Your ability to fake being a goody two-shoes at school is practically an alternate personality. Aiko sniffs exaggeratedly. I empty the rest of the teacup she poured me and brew a new pot.
And then take the whole pot with me.
Yeah. So why not join a club? Don't feed me your usual bull about being an athletic. I still haven't forgotten how you beat me in every fitness test last year.
You had me beat in lung capacity, though, and weight.
Yeah, I gained 3 kilos. Wait, that's nothing to celebrate, damn it! You tricked me! Aiko slaps the table.
But you kicked her for a second.
Yeah.
Careful, you might spill the tea. Shouldn't the club captain be taking better care of the place?
Shut it. I'm your rival first, the club captain somewhere after that. If there's no one else around, you bet I'm ready to take a fight to you. Aiko side-eyed me with a huff.
She has a unique idea about beauty. A beautiful woman must walk the martial path.
She's always going on about that.
Not surprisingly, she's well-versed in most martial arts. Judo was the discipline she was at least skilled at, so she joined the club and worked her way up to captain. She's probably one of the top 3 people in our school you'd at least want to mess with. Should you really be saying that? You stop being captain if none of your club members are around.
Why not? I'm only captain for show. I can have the more unruly members take care of any grunt work. Plus, there's better shooters than me anyway. I don't have any captain's honor to defend.
That's so. I recall Miss Fujimura saying you were the best they had.
Coming from...
Tiger spotted.
Yeah. Coming from her, that's a bit of an ego boost, but she's only saying that because of the guy who left. You're right, though. Miss Fujimura think that much of me. I better act like a real captain.
That's the spirit. And speak of the devil, here comes your clubmates now. Time for me to go, but make sure you do your part.
What? You're not gonna watch us shoot?
I wouldn't understand even if I did. It's the one thing I watch from afar, but uninitiated shouldn't loiter in the dojo. Just as I get up to leave, the first club members begin entering the archery range. Ohayou gozaimasu, Shusho.
Girl! And she's...
Wait a minute, I know this girl! She's from Fate Extra CCC!
Yeah! I can't believe she's here! So weird! I can't believe we met all the female protagonists before the protagonist. Have you read Protagonist Times Rival?
Good morning, Captain.
Morning, Mato. Are you by yourself today?
Yes, I'm sorry. I couldn't convince him to come.
It's fine. If he doesn't want to, there's no point in forcing him.
Honestly, it's more pleasant this way.
Aiko speaks to the first club member to arrive.
I'll be going then. See you, Mitsuzuri. Goodbye. I don't want to make this even more awkward.
Yeah, later, Tosaka.
Have a good day, Tosaka.
It would be nice if they would highlight the character who's speaking.
Yeah. Thanks. There's Sakura. I leave the dojo behind as not to get in the way.
Yeah, Tosaka. Ohayou. 朝から君に会えるなんてついてる
Seaweed
な
is talking! The seaweed is talking to me! I don't like it here! So disgusting! Ew!
Look how far down he is!
Yeah, look at that guy! Ew, gross! Ew! Oh wait, have at it!
Morning, Tosaka. Funny running into you so early.
Oh no, and here comes the person I least wanted to see. Good morning, Mato. You're here early.
Way too much enthusiasm. Of course I am. I'm the captain, so I need to set a good example for the first years.
Shujimato from Class 2C grins at me. He's the vice captain of the Kyudo Club and darling of half the girls at school. It's mostly thanks to his looks, of course, but he's also admired for his good grades, though social graces, and being kind to girls, and being an overall heartthrob, or something like that.
You know, if you take this one, like, screenshot of Shinji and show it to someone who has never seen anything about Fate, they might think he's a decent person.
Wait, he's actually liked by girls? I missed that in the anime. How did you miss that in the anime? It's actually, like, right there on full frame that he's got fans.
I mean, we don't comprehend why either,
Yeah,
but he does.
He does.
I don't really follow that kind of stuff. It's just what I hear my classmates say. I see. Hate to burst your bubble, but I'm pretty sure you're forgetting an important part to that motto. Try to remember it next time.
What's that?
Vice. I don't care whether you're captain or vice captain, but if you make a point of leaving it out, people might think it bothers you. Vice captain.
You're right. I'll keep that in mind. Thanks, Tosaka.
Not sure I did anything you should thank me for, but hey, I'm not gonna stop you.
With that, I turn to leave the range.
Oh, hang on. You're here to watch, aren't you? You're more than welcome to stay.
Pass. I don't want to interrupt your practice.
I don't mind at all. If anyone says otherwise, I'll kick them out, so why don't you stick around?
I already said that I don't want to intrude.
It's not as though I'm particularly interested in Kyudo.
I'm not really excited to watch a bunch of people I don't know shooting arrows.
What's that, Tosaka? You don't care about Kyudo? I must be confused after seeing you watching us after school so many times.
I don't know what he's playing at, but he seems to have seriously misunderstood things. So you knew Mato.
Yeah, our eyes met often, you and I. I saw you watching me. I wanted to call out to you, but you know how it is. I can't raise my voice on the range. Oh god. Shinji jump scare!
Shinji starts closing in on me, looking pleased with himself. I see. The triumph glint in his eye is coming from that affable smile.
I had it wrong all along. I thought you liked watching us shoot, but
What?
Hey, don't permit to skip my line.
Yeah.
But you aren't interested. Why were you watching them, Tosaka? ...
Ah, now I see. It would sound like something like that, would it? What are you taking a step back, Mato? I like my personal space.
What was that, Tosaka?
Wow, you're still not getting it! This isn't my usual style, but I guess it's what I'll take. Here, I'll make this real simple so even you can understand. I'm even less interested in you than I am in Kyudo. I didn't even know you were in the club, and I doubt I'll remember next time either.
What did you just say?
He must have touched a nerve because he tries to grab me roughly. I twist out of his reach and turn to leave. Bye, Mato. Sometimes a little self-consciousness would do you good.
Osaka, you little!
Shinji sounds like he's about to say something, but he keeps his temper and doesn't chase after me. This guy is all style, no substance. If he even had a little backbone, the people around him wouldn't suffer nearly so much. I take the rear entrance to campus from the archery range. It's past 7 now, but there still aren't any students in this hallways. Trots.
登坂さんだ。
Da 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 da.
Okay, guys, nobody panic, but there's a tiger in the stream.
I can't believe they let wild animals just run around like this.
I know. The original tiger mom.
Muting,
No, she's not
Mom.
a
It
mom.
must be done.
Even though she's not a mom.
Yeah.
She might as well be, though.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Tosaka. Oh, good morning, Miss Fushimura. Yep, good morning to you. I just love how you're so polite to teachers like me. The strange woman pretends to sob in delight. It may be hard to believe, but this extraordinarily affectionate and happy-go-lucky woman is actually a teacher here. Is there another way to say good morning? There sure are. The first years all greeted me properly, but once they're upperclassmen, they stop using my surname. Don't follow their example, all right? Oh, I'm not sure I understand, but I wouldn't be rude to you. Good girl. Oh, how I wish there would be more like you, Tosaka. With a parting wave and a see ya, Miss Fujimura leaves. Fortunately, she isn't my homeroom teacher. Miss Fujimura teaches English. Her sunny attitude bellies her expert rank in Japanese fencing kendo. In her student days, they called her Fuyuki Tiger. That's the mystery, though. You'd think someone known as Tiger would be feared, not adored, right? Miss Fujimura cheerily heads off the direction of the archery range. For some reason, she's the faculty advisor of the Kudo Club instead of the Kendo Club.
She's not allowed in there.
It's just before 7:30. I can see students doing their club activities on school grounds, but there's hardly anyone indoors. Except...
遠坂
Hi, you! You who were there for 2 seconds and Fate Extra CCC? How's it going? All the way down here, below Shinji, poor guy. Hi, King!
Tosaka.
He always blurts out my name like I did something wrong every time he sees me. Well, if it isn't the student council president, it's a little early for patrolling campus, isn't it? Or you may be fixing up the club rooms. You're diligent as always, not that I care.
And just what are you doing? You're not even in a club, so why are you here so early?
I just felt like it. I'm not an early riser like your family, Ryudo.
I'm not an early riser, I just don't get any sleep. It's been really weird recently.
Student council president's handsome face darkens with suspicion. He seems to have it out for me. I really don't know why. Maybe me saying temples are so dull past is what started it. Dear life.
Question for you. Oh, okay, I'm back. Of course, there's gonna be issues. One question for you. Have you been staying late on campus lately?
Nope, I'm in the Go Home Club.
Osaka.
You know that. Nope, I'm not a nerd. That's why I'm not in a club.
Yeah, what are you into again? Trains? Naturally, as the appointed student council president, I'm well acquainted with all of our students' affairs.
That's nice. I'm not sure why you bothered asking then. I hope you're not trying to pawn your student council work off on outsiders. Spy on your
I
fellow
can't hear
students
Cherry.
yourself.
Hang on.
Don't ask me. It's got nothing to do with me. Oh, Azure's having technical difficulties. Or maybe it's me who's having technical difficulties. I don't know. We'll find out.
Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. I could not
Okay.
hear you before.
Well, I read this line already.
Well, it's your line, I think.
Yeah. Nekos can tell you that he can hear us.
In what way are you an outsider? Don't think I haven't noticed the way you use your wiles to get your hooks into your treasure, you vixen.
Well, that was uncalled for. Mrs. Zuri just asked me to publicize your club budget allocation. Don't the students have the right to know how their funds are being spent?
That's all it was to you, was it? The psychological damage you inflicted on the treasurer made her take an entire week off. I shouldn't be surprised to see how you twisted your ethics are.
Look who's talking. You ought to keep your staff on a tighter leash. Playing favorites with the cultural clubs doesn't seem fair to me.
I know that. That's why I was going to audit them myself. It's fixed, Issei. Redhead stepchild. Redhead stepchild.
Stepchild.
Just then, an unexpected visitor makes his presence known.
Oh, sorry, Amia. You were doing all the work while I'm out here. I just asked for your help with the repairs. Forgive me. Don't worry about it. Where's the next one? We don't have much time. The AV room. The equipment's been acting up for a while, and it finally gave up the ghost. If it's completely broken, I can't fix it. It would be easier to buy a new one. You're right, but I'd still appreciate it if you'd take a look. It looks like it's on its deathbed to me, but you might be able to nurse it back to health. Okay, I'll try.
Beckoned by the other student, the president leaves. I stopped thinking during this sudden turn of events. The other boy, wrench and screwdriver in hand, turns as if he remembered something.
You're early today, Tosaka.
He awkwardly mutters and leaves. Was that supposed to be a greeting? The president and student called Emiya walk off into the distance. That would be Shiro Emiya from Class 2C. I hope that's all it was. How do I put it? That wrench looked like a right at home in his hands, but I'm not sure if it's because it makes him look tough or handy. I don't have a crush, Baka! Anyway! At 7:30 a.m., there's nobody else in classroom 2A. I take my seat at my desk and flip through my math workbook. Rin, stop talking about it. There's still 30 minutes until morning homeroom, and I've got time to kill until my classmates start arriving.
Look, Archer thinks your hands are sexy or something.
The classroom is lively as lunch break begins in the 4th period. My school has a cafeteria, so only about half the students stay in the room. It's mostly girls that stay behind. The girls think the cafeteria is a bit too liberal with the seasoning, so... Hey, look, it's the members of the Back Alley Alliance. You know, that comedy routine. Or one of the girls.
Isn't she technically the lead?
Is it? Or maybe I'm thinking of the wrong character. No, I'm thinking of the wrong character. There's a character who looks extremely similar to this one from Tsukihime. And she becomes a vampire.
That's who I'm thinking of.
Yeah. Never mind. This is the wrong person. They have a different thing. They have something else. They have like a mystery book or something. Like it's a comedy mystery thing.
Tosaka, would you like to have lunch with me? We girls tend to enjoy our lunches as a group.
I'm sorry, I can't, Sagasa, but thanks for asking. I'll be eating at the cafeteria today. I overslept this morning, so I didn't have time to make lunch.
And I came to school an hour early.
Yeah.
Of course. Sorry ambushing you with that.
So, Sagawa looks guilty at her feet. Among the refined and well-behaved students of Class A, she's the most demure. For some reason, she's really nice to me.
There's nothing to apologize for. I just didn't have time to make lunch today.
Please ask me again tomorrow. I let her down as gently as I can and offer a genuine smile.
Oh, okay. So even you sleeping too, huh?
Perhaps my smile made her feel better. Sagasa turns back to her table, looking relieved. She's adorable. Yukiko Sasagawa isn't drop dead gorgeous, but her smile always puts everyone around her at ease. It does happen. I don't let it show, but I'm really not a morning person. I can't get up early enough to be in any clubs. Sagasa somehow maintains the elegant air even when startled. Watching her reactions is always so calming, but that it doesn't mean I have time to just stand around here and talk. Bisexual Rin at work. Pew, pew, pew. If I keep up a conversation with someone so disarming, the real me is bound to show herself. I will bully her because she's so cute. Anyway, I'm off to the cafeteria then. Enjoy your lunch.
Man, you understand why Ren is so popular. It's like, she likes girls, I like girls. We have so much in common.
You too, Tosaka.
Segusa and I exchanged some graceful greetings. It's your turns to her friends. I see that she's eating with Kaede Makidera and Kane Himuro. Oh, right. Wasn't Segasa the track and field club manager? Makidera and Himuro are the track and field club's rising stars. Makidera is a bad influence with whom I go window shopping on days off, but I don't know Himuro too well.
売られたね、ユキッチ。だから言ったでしょ。遠坂は弁当持ってこない
Wait,
って。
did they just
つ
totally...
いたかったらあいつの分も飯用意しないとね。
She didn't say Saguchi, she said Yukichi, didn't she?
Maybe.
Looks like you got dumped, Saguchi. Told you, Tosaka didn't bring lunch. If you want a hooker, you gotta bring enough food for the both of you.
マキ、それは私たちも食堂に移動すればいいだけの話だよ。
Ren being the introvert, just like, please leave me alone.
Isn't it fun that these characters who are barely here get voice lines? And character art. Man, if only Rewrite cared this much about their background characters.
It's okay, several of them got appearances in the anime.
Yeah.
Maki, can't we just go to the cafeteria with her then?
Nah, it's too cramped in there to share a space with us brown beggars. Plus, it's really annoying with how the boys stare at you when you sit next to Tosaka. The last time we hung out, she hogged up all the attention. She's an overachiever and all swanky too. I can't take it.
Yeah.
Makidera holds on Segosa's desk and continues to rant about me. Despite her foul mouth, she actually wears a kimono really well, like a picturesque Japanese beauty. Makinoji, Lady Tosaka.
Makinoji, Lady Tosaka can hear everything you're saying.
Meanwhile, Himuro's cold and solid demeanor is a complete foil to that of Makidera. And they're in like this comedy gag manga spin-off. It's weird. Anyway. Oh crap, did she hear me? I bet she's totally glaring at me.
I don't think she's glaring at you.
She's totally shooting lasers. It's the scariest when she's smiling at you. Oh, come on, just let it slide. We're pals, remember? I treated you to Taiyaki that one time. Kaede Makidera puffs her cheeks out in a pout, weaving her disposable chopsticks into the air. Would you believe that her hobby is collecting wind chimes? The world works in strange ways. At any rate, it's rude to stare at the three of them. Caught between me and the foul-mouthed Makidera, Sagawa looks like she doesn't know what to do with herself.
It's alright, Sagawa. I don't know how to pronounce her last name.
And
Sagusa?
Segusa. And Makidera, I was the one who treated you to crepes, not taiyaki. You really ought to fix how you work on your hyperbole.
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 Hyper-purple.
Hyper-purple.
Hypertonic lion tamer.
Hypertonic. Oh, the smile scares the daylights out of me. Makidera holds up her lunchbox lid as some kind of shield. I bid the odd trio farewell and leave the classroom. And slide the door closed. Oops. Ha, give me a break. Taiyaki crepes with a difference. They're both sweet things wrapped in carbs. Makidera utters something blasphemous for a girl. She thinks taiyaki and crepes are the same. She even human? Are all desserts the same to her?
Is this the Ren's point of view?
If I had known that her taste buds can't distinguish Fleur 500 yen from a very, very berry from an 80 yen taiyaki at Edomaya. Damn you, Kaede Makidera! I could have saved 420 yen!
Okay, that makes sense.
I could have saved 420 yen if there's one thing that Rin and Hakuno share, it's their issues with money. Wow, what am I getting up actually upset for? I must still be tired from last night.
In the Fate Extra universe, Extra Rin gets together with Hakuno, brings her to meet her beloved aunt. Her aunt Rin realizes that Hakuno is as frugal as she is. And she's like, "You have my permission to marry my niece."
The cafeteria sounds like a pain, so I'll just buy some bread from the counter and eat it on the roof. I purchased my lunch and head to the unoccupied roof. Though it's different in the summertime, during the winter, the roof is a convenient place to eat that other students tend to avoid. It's too cold to hang out up there during lunch, but it's a small price to pay for privacy. Time to eat! And don't miss out on the tomato sandwich and a hot lemon drink I brought from the cafeteria. Wow, imagine if our schools had nice food.
Look,
isn't it bad that a tomato sandwich sounds good? Have we been abused?
True, but here's the thing. 12-year-old Azure couldn't get enough of those square pieces.
12-year-old Azure needs to expand his palate.
Oh, trust me, 33-year-old Azure needs to expand his palate.
It's a simple lunch made all the more delicious by the fact that I can enjoy it up here in peace. Phew. Finish the sandwich and sip on the warm, lemony drink. I'm a little tired. Hard to balance being an overachiever with avoiding human contact as much as possible. As the saying goes, one should be accomplished at both the pen and the sword. It's the point of pride, no, conviction, that I be the top student of the school. I decided that if I was going to be a student, that I would be the very best. I don't want people looking down on the Tosaka name. That's how Rin Tosaka came to be perfect, flawless student. On the other hand, my occupation as a mage is dangerous, so I shouldn't associate too much with normal people. When a mage is discovered by the public, she has no choice but to eliminate witnesses to protect herself.
Wow, Rin just casually talks about killing a bitch.
I'd rather not resort to that. That's why I keep my social interactions purely superficial, out of necessity. I only hang out with Makadera on my days off, and I turn down invitations for the more sociable people like Sagosa. It's difficult walking the tightrope of being a #1 student at school while making sure I don't become anyone else's #1. And sure, there are times when it tires me out and I feel like life is a real drag. Oh, it's already time? I finished the hot lemon drink and stand up. That's enough sentimentality for today. Time to go back downstairs and become Rin Tosaka again.
Feels like she cut herself off from naming anything positive about her life.
Wow, they even give things to the homeroom teachers? That's crazy.
I know.
I can't believe the teachers have things, unlike in Rewrite. Even though the teachers seem to have a lot of lines, so it was kind of weird that she didn't have a purple.
Homeroom is over. Making sure you log your day shifts and lock the doors and windows. If you don't have any club activities, try to get home quickly.
Why the doggo barking here? Because we're reading a story to you. Do you not want me to read the story
because
to you?
Because for whatever reason, with what's currently on screen, we sense overwhelming killing intent.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I gotta come up with a different voice for him. I don't like that one.
Mm-hmm. I really don't think it's safe playing games in the water there. Shh. It's fine, it's a book. It'll only get soggy.
Class 2A's teacher gives us the usual spiel and leaves the room. As far as I know, he said it exactly the same way all year.
Tosaka, you going home already?
Yeah, I had a run-in with Mato this morning, so I want to leave before it gets out of hand.
Please.
I figured he sure has a temper this morning. You must have put him through the ringer.
Did he now? Sorry for the trouble.
It wasn't really. Motto's always hard on the younger students. It helps them build character.
That's his idea of being hard on the younger students is not what you think.
Glad, I'll make it up to you later.
Sure. I hope it doesn't put you off. Stop by again sometime.
I make my way home without taking any detours. My time as Rin Tosaka, the honor student, leaves once the ends. I got upset at myself with the free. I'm sorry.
My time! It's left me!
Yeah.
I don't know what to do!
My time as Rin Tosaka, the honor student, ends once I leave the school. The next half of the day is reserved for the other me. I have become the mage of the Tosaka.
The other me.
The
Inside
other
the
me.
Millennium Puzzle!
I totally don't have a split personality. This is normal.
Mm-hmm.
When I arrive back at the house, I'm greeted by the pulsing light of my answering machine. Voicemail? That's rare. Figures, it's Hide. I have a feeling I know what he's going to say, but I'd better listen or I won't hear the end of it. I press the play button and hear the familiar veil voice.
分かっていると思うが、期限は明日までだぞ、リン。
Thank you for your lovely baritone voice that we will not hear again.
Because I can't replicate it to save my life.
Look, they give us a picture. Mute.
It's me. As I'm sure you're aware, tomorrow is the time limit, Rin. We will have a problem if you procrastinate any further. There are only 2 spots left. I must ensure all the masters are in order soon.
Is it bad? I'm still thinking that joke I wrote for this scene was that Rin turns it on and then immediately turns it off when she hears his voice. And I still think that's a hilarious joke.
I mean, that's what I feel like that's what she would do.
Yeah. I understand the characters better than Nathan himself. The priest cuts straight to the point.
If you plan to forfeit your rights as master, let me know by today. We'll take time to dispatch a substitute mage.
Yes. Dispatch. Liar.
I mean, dispatch a second mage.
Mm-hmm.
I've already dispatched 1 mage.
Liar. I bet you could find a backup right away.
You have already shown signs of a command spell. Promptly summon your servant and bind them to it. So was it always command spell? Because for the longest time I thought it was command seal.
I thought it was command seal too.
It's like, it feels like it's weird. Ever since I met you, it's suddenly command spell all the time. Is this the Mandela
you
effect?
know what? You know what? Oh. There you go.
Okay. Of course, it's a different discussion if you choose not to take part in the Holy Grail War. If you fear for your life, then come to the church with all due haste. I'll rip your arm off.
The voicemail ends. It was a clear message in a simple language. If you're going to fight, then be ready by today. If you aren't, then retire, because you're in the way.
That kind of rhymed. But that's just me, Rin Tosaka.
I don't need you to tell me that. It's only to be expected, I guess.
Today is the last day I can drag this out.
Thankfully, I managed to decipher Father's final notes yesterday. My battle preparations are in order, and all that's left is to seize the right to participate, as he said. The Holy Grail War, a fight to the death over a single chalice, a ritual that's gone on for centuries. The mages who take part in the Holy Grail War are called masters. It doesn't denote any rank of any kind, it merely describes their role. There's a condition to participate in the Holy Grail War. You must summon a familiar called a servant and form a contract with them. Savento. Regardless of your skill as a mage, you are not recognized as a master unless you command a servant. There's a clear difference between servants and normal familiars. The way you summon and use them are different. Mages who plan to fight in the Holy Grail War prepare summoning catalysts, but I wish Father had left me something for the connection to a saber. I don't own any relics with a connection to a servant. I can summon one, yes. In fact, I could do it right now if I wanted to, as well as form a contract. Town's ley lines are under jurisdiction of the Tosaka. I'm the heir to the clan that's administrated the land generation, so my performance will not take a back seat to some visiting mage. Though, while that's true, it'd be truly incompetent of me to embark on a figurative voyage without a compass. Servants are drawn to symbols. To summon a powerful servant, one needs a symbol with a connection to that servant. In other words, I'd need to some outrageously valuable item like a sword or a piece of armor that a servant owned, or maybe a bone or a heraldry related to them. Words.
Or maybe a word that's like been created by their very name.
Yeah. I had such big hopes for Father's will. No, he did leave me a serious trump card. The pendant I discovered with the basement last night is an ancient artifact of the highest quality. It's amazing on all its own. Still, it won't help me summon a servant. Fine, I don't need to rely on something like that to figure this out. To begin with, I doubt there's any master more qualified to handle Saber than I am. Yeah. Everything is gonna be fine. Alright, I've made up my mind. I'd rather not get another earful and waiting until the last moment doesn't sit right with me. Now the real challenge begins. Yeah, it's totally not because someone's just sitting, or I guess sitting is the wrong word, on a thing that would automatically call us the Saber servant to them. Yeah.
Or, magic artifacts are weird. You find them in the strangest places.
Tonight I'm going to summon a servant while I'm in peak condition and acquire Saber by force. Yes, everything is going to go A-okay, guys. Don't worry about it. See, this is weird. I thought this part only played during Unlimited Blade Works, this beginning part, with from Rin's side.
For some reason, I was under the impression that it played for all three.
Late night.
I don't know.
The clock reads almost 2 a.m. Remember, guys, this is important. If you ever want to summon the character that you want an FGO, you need to follow these exact guidelines.
I forgot about that. I forgot about that meme.
Yeah. This is the period where everything lines up. My condition peaks at 12 a.m. sharp. In terms of the limits, this will be my first and last chance, so I can't afford even the slightest mistake. Withdraw with an elimination, engrave 4 circles of the withdrawal, and surround them with a summoning circle there. Ooh, fancy! I inscribe magical circles on the floor of the basement. Actually, it doesn't take a major evocation to call forth a servant. Servants are invited by the Holy Grail. Masters anchor them to the world and supply the magical energy to materialize them, but the servants are the ones who choose to respond to the summons. Remember, Giver Guy, take off your clothes at 12 a.m. and scream real loud!
No. 2 a.m.
2 a.m.
2 a.m. You want to get them right. You want to get your parents up right when they're in the middle of rest.
Yeah. Take off your clothes, shout real loud. That's the guy. If you're wondering where the take off your clothes and shout real loud comes from, for some reason Nobunaga added that on to the list of things you needed to do to actually make it happen. For the elements, silver and iron. For the foundation, stone and the Archduke of Paths. For the ancestor, my great master, Schwinn. Holy shit. Schweinorg.
That's how they pronounce it in the dub.
Schweinorg. Raise a wall for the wind that shall fall. Close the gates for the 4 directions. Come forth the crowned and follow the forked road leading to the kingdom.
I think that's actually taken verbatim from the English dub of the Unlimited Blade Works.
Yeah. Well, this is dubbed by Aniplex, the ones who are handling the translation for this. So, take what you will.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, it's not like they're terrible with Grand Order, but they're the ones who made the creative decisions to have Okube speaking and,
Also, fuck you, Aniplex, for 5 years later deciding to dub What's the fucking name of that show? Bunny Girl Senpai, after I'd already shilled out like $200 for the box set 5 years ago. That was sub only.
Yeah, those bastards.
I don't care.
Yeah, still, I need to keep
the
cautious and
The dub
focused.
is not going to be better than the sub version of that show. That show, like, lives on how good its, like, voice performances are.
Mm-hmm.
Magic circles are normally drawn with blood, but tonight I draw mine with melted jewels. I'm using up half the jewels I've accumulated over my lifetime, so I'll never financially recover from this if it fails. Fill, close, fill, close, fill, close, fill, close, fill, close.
Don't you love
Do you think...
Natsu's double meaning of words?
Repeat 5 times. But when each is filled, destroy it.
What is this?
It's almost 2 a.m. I finished drawing the summoning circle passed down through the Tosaka line and face it with all my being. Afang. Set. I flick a formless switch within myself. With a click, I feel my insides turn over to something else. My normal nerves invert and become circuits for conducting magical energy. This is important. Make a note of this. Rin Tosaka is no longer human. She's just a component on the execution of mystics. I melt from my fingers. No, I'm filled up from my fingers. The mana I am taking is so dense it overwrites my bodily sensations. That's why I'm being destroyed at the same time I'm being filled.
I thought you said this... I thought this game didn't have H scenes in it.
Running through my body is the power, mana, from the atmosphere. I convert it into a different type of energy through my body's circuits. A mage's body is nothing but circuits. Circuits to connect the ethereal to the material. The mystic outcomes we produce is what we call magecraft. My body grows hot. It seems like horns are growing from my forehead.
Rin, you're becoming a demon?
It seems like my wings are sprouting
He's
from my
turning
back.
into our Zabrak version from Fate Grand Order.
It seems like scales are covering my hands. It feels like there's water pooling around my ankles. Sweat drips. Stab.
A lot of sweat.
Stab. Swords pierce my body. These are the stigmata that reject my body, which becomes a circuit. No matter how gifted a mage is, we're only human. In a human body, the pain is something we must live with whenever we use magecraft. The cycle doesn't let up. Beyond the agony deep within the trance lies the mental state necessary for the connection. Pain wriggles my left arm. To aid the caster, my magic crest automatically begins an incantation invading my nervous system.
It's alive! Well, it's true though. Tattoos do affect your nervous system. That's why you shouldn't get too many. The mana in the atmosphere I've taken in turns to blood. It's like molten lead. While my activated magic crest resembles thorny nerves, with a crunching sensation, it creeps through my body like a thorny centipede.
Ew.
Within the hurt, I forget myself. At the same time, I can feel it taking hold of me like I've reached where I need to go.
Heavy metal poisoning for lazy.
My hypersensitivity hearing picks up through the ticking clock in the parlor. 10 seconds left until 2 a.m. The power filling my body is unquestionably complete.
Rin Tosaka was found dead in her basement of lead poisoning.
Heed my words. Time to begin. I convert the mana I've collected into a magical energy for fixation. That's all that's left, is to feed all the energy to the engine and summoning circle until my bones run dry.
Did Rin move the clocks back?
I think that's part of why what happens is about to happen.
Yeah. Heed my words. Although we all know the plot twist is that she was never getting saved.
My will
Like
creates
I said, those catalysts, you can
Yeah.
find them anywhere.
Yeah.
My will creates your body, and your sword creates my destiny. If you heed the Grail's call and obey my will and reason, then answer me.
Spellbinding circle.
My vision goes dark. Seeing as they've only expanded, it's crazy how much artwork they had in here. For an early 2000s series.
So this is all original artwork?
Yes, this is all they did was expand it for the length. What
You
lies
mean like adding effects?
what I mean is like they extended the background so it became, because it was made for a square originally.
Okay.
So and they adjusted the resolution for the computer. My vision shuts off on its own, fearing what it might see.
I'm just saying, these characters look like they have hips, so...
I hereby swear, I shall be all the good in the world. I shall defeat all the evil in the world. 7 heavens clad in the three great words of power. Come forth from the circle of binding, guardian of the scales. Well, as you can see by the way that they look, it's definitely not Natsu's most updated style. Because he'd have people do the line work for him at least. I mean, what? Anyway.
I'm just saying, like, all that, like, that effects stuff, like the seal rising up off the ground.
Yeah.
Something tells me that wasn't in the original.
Yeah. I mean, they could have, like, adjusted some things, but I don't know how much.
My guess is that they've, either between relative new or in this version, they've added new effects.
Mm-hmm. That went out without a hitch. It feels so perfect. It's like I'm reeling in a whale with a fishing rod. Flawless. I'm positive I drew the strongest card. I can't wait for my vision to return. I'll take a few more seconds, but when it does, I'm sure the strongest servant will. Boo. Be nowhere in sight. Huh? Nothing's there. The room doesn't look different at all. I spun that much ether into this ritual only be absolutely nothing to materialize. On top of that, I think I just heard something explode in the parlor. Hey!
You cut out completely there.
Why can't you guys hear my voice acting? This is awful. I hate it here.
There we go.
I hate it here.
I bolt. My head is empty at this point. I just run. I race up the stairs from my basement. The door is broken! The door of the parlor is askew off its hinges. There isn't any point of turning the doorknob, and since it won't open whether I push or pull. Damn it, move, you stupid thing! I kick it down and burst into the room. It is indeed peak content because I am peaking.
Well, that's what peak content means, right?
Yeah. And the moment I enter the parlor, everything becomes clear.
Yep, this is the original art. Oh dear.
Yeah. Natsu's improved his guy faces since this, though.
You mean Takeuchi?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
I mean, Shiro, I'm gonna be blunt.
Yeah.
Shiro's ugly in this game. But in Unlimited Blade work, and I mean, it's not Takeuchi's artwork, but I mean, like, in modern Takeuchi style, Shiro is much more handsome.
Yeah. All of the you'll see it in the Tsukihime everything. That's how characters look. He is hard to look at, yeah. Rubble is skewed across everything as if something had fallen through the ceiling. On top of that, of it all, it's a man cocking his head arrogantly. He must be some kind of criminal. But something graver draws my attention. Grandfather Clock, having escaped destruction, tells the time precisely. Now I remember. Right, of course. The clocks were an hour ahead today, weren't they? Which means it's 1 a.m. Still a full hour left until I'm peak in spellcasting form. Again. I complete the task as well as everybody else, but suffer from the curse of my genetics. When it really counts, I somehow managed to bungle things on an unbelievable level. What's done is done, just gotta learn from this. I can't believe my own stupidity. Still irritated, I direct my glare at the man launching haughtily on the rubble. So, what are you?
開口一番それか。これはまたとんでもないマスターに引き当てられたものだ。
Excuse me while I try to fix our audio because someone's speaking really weird moon runes.
Excuse you, that was me! That's the first thing out of your mouth. I seem to have been dealt a truly ridiculous master.
Man in the red mantle shakes his head to show off exasperation.
Yada,
To
yada.
add insult to injury, he mutters something about drawing the short straw.
Oh, now I'm dead certain. This guy has a messed up personality. And is this a servant? I thought familiars were shapeless beings, but this is just a man. No, not just a man. Even from here, I can tell it's brimming with a shocking amount of magical energy. Don't be fooled by its appearance. I'm staring at something that's undoubtedly more than human. It's a human-shaped ghost on the level of an elemental. This is no time to be dumbstruck. That thing belongs to me. I need to get my head in the game. Just checking, but you are my servant, right?
That's what I wanted to ask. Are you even my master? I've never been summoned so violently before. And honestly, I'm still struggling to get my bearings.
It's my first time, too. I'm not answering questions like that.
I see. But you weren't here when I was summoned. Care to explain why?
Are you serious? You're no baby bird. Don't joke that you can't decide who you serve if they aren't there when you first opened your eyes. Rin, don't you know that is how servants work? They imprint the second they make eye contact. What? I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Isn't that how that works? It seems like that's how it works in every other Fate franchise.
No. It's just how it works with Nero. And Tombo.
And maybe Attila that one time. The unidentifiable servant frowns, and a grunt escapes his lips. Maybe he didn't like the way I said it, though he was a mixed reaction, as if still impressed by the logic of my words. Whatever, what I'm asking is if you're my servant and no one else's. I don't have to answer any of your questions until we make that clear.
This is what I get after a failed summoning, huh? I believe there's something else you should be saying.
There isn't. In a master-familiar relationship, this is the first detail we need to hash out.
The servant's eyebrow twitches. He isn't even bothering to hide his dissatisfaction with me. I wonder if it's because of the half-baked summoning.
You want to clarify who serves whom. At least you know how to run your mouth, even if you failed at everything else.
Sure, I agree with that opinion. But we ought to make it clear who's... Oh, wait, that's still you.
Oh, right, I missed the... Sure, I agree with that opinion. We ought to make clear who's strong and who's weak, or else it'll make this dynamic difficult.
The servant eyes me meaningfully and still relaxing on the rubble of my living room. Who's weak?
Yeah, I'm a servant, and I'll acknowledge that serve my summoner. But that's only how it's on paper, wouldn't you say? We need to establish who's superior, and whether you're worthy to fight alongside. On that point, are you a mage worthy of my service, little girl?
The servant smirks. First he destroys my house and acts like he's the king of the castle, and now he has the nerve to ask whether I'm worthy? I didn't ask for your opinion. I asked if you're my servant or not. I repeat myself, stealing my gaze. I'm not gonna back down from this condescending jerk. Let me 100 cents.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. You won't even deign to answer such an obvious question? At least you've got spirit. You can talk the talk, but can you walk the walk?
Like I said, you're getting ahead of yourself.
Oh wait, I think we split up. I wish these were color coded.
Oh, I see. You won't even deign to answer the obvious question. At least you got spirit. You can talk the talk, but can you walk the walk?
And then this is your
Okay,
lie.
yeah. Okay. Like I said, you're getting ahead of yourself. It's the summoner's duty to confirm this first. Now answer me. Are you my servant or not?
I'm confused.
No! Okay, yeah, we had it right the first time. Those last 2 lines are yours.
Why is this written so weirdly? Like,
It's probably much easier when the characters are speaking in the background and you don't have them muted. Like I said, they needed to color code the text.
must note to self.
I step forward aggressively, ready to pounce, demanding on a dancer.
Huh. Such a stubborn girl. I don't know, I think this might be your line, Cherry. Such a stubborn girl.
Well, this thing is so. I forgot
No, I
how
get it,
aggressive Archer is in this series.
Well, the problem is they're both aggressive.
Yeah.
It's two tsunderes talking to each other. That's why their lines are so similar.
I forgot
Such a
how he
stubborn
is in
girl.
the beginning. I think it's because they made him more subdued in the anime.
That's true. Also, they cut this way down.
Yeah.
Such a stubborn girl. We'll get nowhere at this rate. Very well. For discussion's sake, let's assume that I am your servant. In that case, are you my master? Hypothetically speaking, of course.
Obviously, you're the servant I summoned, so who else would it be? I glare at this rude man, giving my seething head a moment to cool down. Oh, well, I suppose I would be, hypothetically. Then where's the...
Oh? Well, I suppose I would be, hypothetically. Then where's the proof that you're my master?
The servant blithery acts smirking against the wall. I hate it when two tsunderes talking to each other. I don't know who's talking.
Holds up a picture of Ren, holds up a picture of Archer. We need you to find the difference between these two pictures.
They're the same
They're the
picture.
same.
The servant blatantly asks, smirking at the while. He's clearly trying to goad me into these questions into losing my temper. Right here! This proves that I'm your master! I show him the command spells on my right hand. Don't think I was born yesterday. Papa told me enough to know that what command spells are at least. Good enough for you yet? Any other complaints? I thrust the symbols at him in the challenge. But the loungy servant rolls his eyes.
Are you serious right now, girl?
His face darkens, looking even more disgruntled. What do you mean?
I'm talking about the way you think. Command spells automatically make you my master. They're merely a tool to compel a servant. I can't believe you think that flaunting some symbols is enough to play master. What I want to see is whether you deserve my loyal service.
Oof.
That makes sense, but normally you'd think of command spells if someone asks for proof you're a master, right?
What, you think I'm unqualified to be your master?
I wish that were the case, but unfortunately your command spells show that you summoned me. As hard as it is to believe, you appear to be my master.
He shrugs in mock exhaustion.
Uh-oh.
I've reached my boiling point, and I'm not gonna cool down in time.
I'm hardly satisfied, but I'll concede the point. For now, you're my master, but I have conditions. I'm not going to do what you say. I'll decide the direction of battle, and you'll act as I see fit. This is the greatest concession I can give you. I'm sure you don't mind, girl.
Archie, just be nice.
Dot.
Archer's got one hell of a Freudian excuse.
Sorry, father. I'm at my limit.
Okay. You'll say you'll recognize me even though you don't like it, but you'll ignore my opinions. Aren't you supposed to be my servant? I ask in a trembling voice. After our spat over command spells, this is my last desperate attempt at dialogue. And yet...
Yes, technically. Therefore, I will obey you. In theory. But I'm the one who will be fighting. You can just hide underground in your house and behave until the Holy Grail War is over. That way, even a novice like you will survive.
He's looking down on me, declaring that he expects nothing from me.
Did I make you angry? Of course. I respect your position. I was summoned to bring my master victory after all. My victories will belong to you, as will any spoils of war. You hardly have anything to complain about.
Oh,
You can't even use those command spells. Just leave the rest to me and worry about your own skin.
I've had it with you! Fine! If that's how it's going to be, then I'll use them! I'm thug! No more mercy! I've got nothing left for a jackass like this!
Wait, don't tell me!
It's exactly what you're thinking, you dirtbag! Return! I invoke my command spell! And I can't pronounce the thing. In accordance with the laws of the Holy Grail, bind my servant in absolute obedience! I don't speak German, so it doesn't work that way.
Have you lost your mind, Master? Who do I command spell on something like this?
Shut up! You're my servant, get it? That means you absolutely have to do what I say! The emblem on my right hand aches. 3 command spells. They all allow a master to use 3 unbreakable commands to their servants.
Did you even think this through? If you use a command spell on such a vague order...
It's too late to wire now. I didn't expect this to happen either. I want to die of self-loathing. I can't believe I just burned through one of my precious command spells on a petty squabble. Just so all of you know, this didn't work. It didn't really do anything.
I mean... Technically it did, because he had to do something later, but that's not what this round involves.
Yeah. It only worked in the vague sense. It didn't... It's...
I mean... Well... who's to say what's an order and what's just a suggestion?
Yeah.
I mean, let us not forget, both sentences and commands both end in periods. That's grammar 101.
After that, I retreated to the ruins of the parlor and went to my bedroom. Before me stands the servant who my command spell compelled absolute obedience from. Supposedly, anyway.
I see. More or less, I have you figured out, Master.
I would call this absolute obedience!
Just to be clear, do you understand how critical the command spells are, Master?
See how tall he is? He doesn't fit in the screen. He's tall. Tall man. Sure I do. They let me order my servant around 3 times. What about it?
Listen, command spells let you force a servant into action. You can use them not only to stop actions, but also strengthen actions. For example, normally I can't come to you instantly from a distant location. But if you order me with your command spell, it's possible as long as it is something that is attainable with our magical energies. That's what the power of forced compliance means. Not even we servants can resist. Your command spells are 3 crystallizations of grand magecrafts that can make us overcome our bodily limits. Though you are down to 2 now.
I know that. So what? I still have 2 more, and it's not like the first order was wasted on you.
You're right, I did miscalculate.
The more Fagin order is, the more power the command
my
field
line, I think.
diminishes. Oh, blah 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 blah.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's good that you realize that. Yes, exactly what you just said. They're weaker on long-lasting, broad commands like protect me until the end or win this war for me. The compulsion will be sustained, but there will be servants who can resist the minor pain of disobedience. So there's your explanation.
Archers have very good abilities of being able to survive without their master and ignore orders.
That's because all archers have the hidden ability of being an asshole. On the other hand, singular commands like unleash your next attack at all costs or do not break that glass are absolute. Even powerful servants will find it difficult to defy them. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you, Master?
Yeah, you're saying that all fake commands are pointless.
If the effect and the restriction are both weak, the servant can act against their command spell. It's better to use them on simple, straightforward order rather than something abstract.
That's correct. Command spell is meant to cause miracles beyond our own means. It's unforgivably foolish to spend them on a task that can be executed by other means. That goes doubly for the way you used it earlier. You could have verbally persuaded me to obey you, and even 100 command spells would have failed to enforce absolute obedience.
So you're saying it was all for nothing?
Normally that wouldn't be the case, but it appears that you are an outstandingly talented mage.
Is he shocked or happy? My servant's lip twitch upward, even as he sighs. By outstanding,
No.
you mean? Hang on. Tell me honestly what your condition is like right now. The implication dawns on me as I ask him eagerly.
That was my miscalculation. Your command should have resulted in a change of heart that would make me want to... Your command should have resulted in a change of heart that would make me want to respect your opinion slightly more. But I can feel a strong compulsion from your every word. If I voiced objection, let me think. It's as if my defiance would weaken me. In other words, my body will grow heavy, making it difficult to move if I defy my master's will.
My servant shrugs in resignation.
So he's saying that the command spell wasn't a waste, but an actual benefit? He's still being sarcastic as ever, so it doesn't seem like it's had any effect. Besides, even if he's weakened, I doubt it even 10 of me can resist if he decided to rebel against me.
Allow me to retract my previous statement, Master. You may be young, but you are a superior mage. It was my mistake for underestimating you as a child and trying to keep you out of the fight. I apologize for my rudeness.
The servant straightens his posture and gives me a formal bow. Wait, hold on. We said a lot of things to each other, but it's not like we need to make up after.
Is that so? Good. I'm glad you're so understanding.
Awfully quick on the uptake, aren't you?
I indeed miscalculated, but this must be what they call a happy accident. I had no qualms bringing a mage of your talents into the war.
This totally isn't the you're just gonna keep wasting command still, so I'm just gonna go along with this. Huh? Is this his roundabout way of saying that I'm a strong master? So you'll recognize me as your master even without command spell?
Of course. I was still getting my bearings after the summoning earlier, but we're now completely connected. As a mage, you should be able to feel the bond of our pact.
Our pact?
Nobody mentions it. Something does feel weird around my body.
As if my closed-off nerves are now connected to the outside.
Specifically, I can feel a portion of my magical energy flowing into the man before me. Oh, the Holy Grail calls the servants, but the masters keep them in the world.
Yes, that's your power as a master. You supply your servant with magical energy so that they can remain in the world.
And my supply is adequate.
I have concerns about your... Oh, that's you.
Okay, and my supply is adequate. I have concerns about your inexperience, but your powers make up for it. A common mage would probably faint the second they summon a servant, yet you're standing here full of life. Considering the command spell you used earlier, your energy capacity unquestionably makes you a master of the finest caliber.
Flattery won't get you anywhere.
You are a good bad...
What did he say?
Neko said, "You are a good battery."
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. I break my eye contact out of embarrassment. Well, I didn't see
Weird
this
prequels
coming.
to the Matrix.
I know the command spell is making him obey me, but still, this superhuman servant is sincerely acknowledged me as his master. So, which servant are you? I clear my head and I return to business.
You can't tell by looking. Very well then.
I take it all back. He's definitely making fun of me. Fine, then I'm asking you as your master. Wait, are you a saber?
Unfortunately, I am not equipped with a sword.
Lies! He's equipped with 2 swords.
His nose just slightly elongates.
I suspected as much. When all said and done, I've got the time wrong. My summoning circle didn't do its job, and my servant was spat out into a random room. It's far way too sloppy a ritual summoning the strong and servant saber. I really botched it this time. I'll never live down failing to pull saber after spending so many gems. My premium gems!
This was the fake Grand Order experience.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm not Saber.
Huh, well, sure, it's a painful mistake, but I'm the only one who's screwed up.
Yes, I bet you think Archer isn't a very attractive class.
Alright, I'll make you
Right.
eat those words. When the time comes, I won't be taking any apologies. Oh,
That's
wait,
my
no.
line.
Sorry.
Alright, I'll make you eat those words. When the time comes, I won't be taking any apologies.
What? What a surprise. The unidentified servant seems to be sulking. Maybe my fixation on Saber offended him. Did that strike a nerve, Archer?
It did. Just you watch. I'll show you how lucky you are to have me.
Let's see. Let's look at Archer's luck stats.
Well, like I said, she's lucky. I'm not lucky, but she is.
Archer resorts with a sidelong glance. He has a really spiteful air about him, but that reaction felt somehow childish and free of malice. You know, he's a pretty decent guy. Okay, make sure I regret what I said, Archer. I'll apologize from the bottom of my heart if so.
You'd better remember that, Master. You'll be grateful once you learn how capable I am. Of course, an apology might not satisfy me at that point.
Why is it like this? Why are the words? What reason is there for there to be a huge space from here to there?
I guess because they want to either denote... I don't... Fucking Nasu. It's fucking Nasu. That's the answer.
Like this? Natsu! There's no reason to stop. You can... Even if you were trying to make 2 different sentences, there's no reason to start the next sentence on a different line.
Maybe it changes when the character sprite changes?
Maybe.
I feel like he shut his eyes between the first and the second line.
Archer huffs, even his lips twist into a grin. Oh yeah, that's one. This one's got a rotten personality, all right. Bruh, did this predate the gacha? Yes, all of this did predate the gacha.
Mm-hmm.
This is why this is why we used all this for all our memes. Fine. Anyway, you're a heroic spirit, so where's your legend originally from?
Fate's Day Night, 2004.
Archer doesn't answer. His sardonic expression is replaced with a deepening frown. Archer, your master just asked you a question.
It's a secret.
What?
I can't tell you where I'm from, because...
Hey, I'll get mad if you give me a lame excuse.
Well...
There's that face again. Archer opens and closes his mouth as if he's having trouble voicing an uncomfortable truth.
Because... I don't know.
Lies! Wait, what? Huh? Are you making fun of me again?
I don't mean to insult you. but it must be because of the
It
imperfect
didn't
summoning.
change at all! There was no reason for it to stop down there!
My memories are jumbled. I know who I am, but my name and origins are a haze. Still, it isn't valuable information, so there's no need for concern.
For all of you who know how the story goes, here's the quotation marks. Because it may affect the timeline. Woobly wobbly whoosh the boo.
Of course I'm concerned! If I don't know which heroic spirit you are, then how am I supposed to know how strong you are?
And what's the problem? That's a trivial question.
Here you go again. How am I supposed to form a strategy if I can't tell how strong my partner is? We can't fight a war like this!
Ew, he's facing forward. Ew, it looks so gross. Ew.
You think this is bad? Wait until you see Golden Boy. What do you mean? I'm the strongest. I'm the servant that you summoned. Naturally, that makes me the strongest.
He's so straightforward. The Crimson Knight fixes me with a gaze full of confidence and trust. What? My brain grinds to a halt. There's no deception in Archer's words. He's sincerely giving me more credit than I deserve, even though we've just met.
Ren never learned how to process positive feedback.
My cheeks are burning. I'm sure blushing beet red right now. Surprise attacks like this tend to be my weakness. Then, at least nobody else knows who you are. They say you have to fool your allies to fool your enemies. I turn away from Archer to hide my embarrassment. Sure, I'll figure this out in due time, whatever sort of servant he is anyway. For now, we have other priorities. Okay, I won't ask about your identity for the time being. Then Archer, here's your first job.
Jumping straight to it, are we? Guessing you're an aggressive type. Where's the...
Before we can say enemy, I toss a broom and a dustpan at him. Go clean up the mess you made downstairs.
A few seconds
You know
pass in stunned silence.
The
What?
fact that Unlimited Blade Works didn't do this means it's in an inferior adaptation.
The fact that the whole screen didn't go black and white at this exact movement means Bladeworks fucked up. It gets
trying to
complicated.
That you know that like Project Mouthwash UBA abridged, right?
Mhm.
Why do I feel like they might have added this back in?
They-
I need to check that.
Yeah.
I need to check that
I
scene.
haven't even properly watched it, to be honest, the mouthwash.
I have not watched it since they started season 2.
Because I keep thinking they'll do some of their other ones, but then they keep jumping around and not doing other episodes of the ones. Get dusting, Lucifer. Yeah. When Archer finally,
you know what's going on.
yeah, when Archer finally raises that, he grips the broom and
Wait, what exactly do you think a servant is?
Familiar, right? A little uppity and hard to deal with, though.
Archer cuts himself off. I have no intention of letting him off, and if he tries to weasel out of it, I still have a card to play.
I object. I refuse to.
Are you sure? This is a direct order from your master. I thought you said you'd feel weighted down if you went against me. It's too bad that it's too much for you to handle, but the penalty will continue until the parlor is clean, you know. Won't that pose a risk to you when we start fighting tomorrow?
He stands there for several more seconds with broom in hand, grumbling under his breath. And so the archer in the cred mantle closes his eyes.
Understood. Go to hell, master.
And gracefully accepts my order. Now then,
Iconic.
it's getting late, so I should go to rest. And we should go to rest too. This is the great place to
This feels like
end.
a perfect place, yeah.
We've saved it. It's getting late. We should go to bed. Good Good night, Pog Champs. Yes, good night, Neko. Thank you for hanging out for the whole time. This has been a treat.
A lot of fun.
I'm so glad we're not even through the prologue. Let's go! And we won't be for several more hours.
We've got a while to go! Because Nasu never learned to edit his books.
Mm-hmm. That's why for the Tsukihime remake, he got rid of like almost all the routes except for 2, but yet it's still as long as the regular Tsukihime. Weird. Anyway.
Oh, I hate that.
I mean, at least that's what it sounds like because it completely rewrote Ciel's route, so it's nothing like Arcwade's route anymore.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. So, but from the sounds of it, there's still plans to do DLC with the other ladies' routes. Natsu, please, finish what you're writing, man! Use cheat engine to double game speed. It's how I played Dark Side 2. Well, the problem is we're reading it to you, so that's not possible. Especially with how often we can't tell what word is on screen. At least I can't.
No English good speak.
No speak What is word?
How form communicate?
Me likey this. Yes. All right. Bye bye.
Sayonara, everybody. See you tomorrow.
Bye bye.